The girl accidentally knocked over the frozen meat. She didn't notice the boss closing the freezer door behind her. The sound of the door shutting coincided with the clatter of spilled meat, leading the boss to assume the room was empty. She began putting the meat back into the boxes. Only when the boss pulled the circuit breaker did she realize something was terribly wrong. She frantically turned on the emergency light and shouted for help, but the boss had already locked the electrical panel and left via the elevator. She frantically searched her backpack. Oh no, her phone was left outside. She pounded on the freezer door, but it was useless. The cold air spread rapidly and she shivered violently. She pulled the cart back a few steps and slammed into the door with all her might. Not only did it fail to budge, but her hands turned red and swollen from the cold. Refusing to give up, she blew warm breath onto her palms, gripped the handle tightly, stood on tiptoe, and charged at the door again. Time ticked by. Frostbite began to appear on her face, and her ears grew numb. Outside, her father made frantic calls, but no one answered. Huddled in a corner, she drifted into a drowsy stupor from the cold. Her father waited downstairs, finding nothing. All the mall lights were off, leaving only the trapped girl. The temperature kept dropping. Her watch froze solid. In this sealed space, losing track of time was deadly. Her nose bled from the cold, and in despair, she fell into a deep sleep. When she woke again, her fingers were stiff. The temperature had dropped to minus 16 degrees Celsius. She emptied her backpack, wearing even her thin underwear. Tearing her clothes into strips, she fashioned makeshift insulated gloves with tape and shopping cart handles to protect her limbs from freezing. Watching the cold air fan blow out puffs of frosty air, she took out the frozen meat. Using tape and paper, she made a cardboard box to block one fan vent. Climbing a ladder to cover the second vent, the box on her right was blown away. She tried to make another, but was knocked down, her right foot crushed and broken. She screamed in agony. Sobbing through the pain, she tore off the tape. Her foot was already swollen and purple. She cried desperately. The temperature kept dropping. Unable to endure it, she wrapped herself in plastic wrap. She finally collapsed and fell unconscious. At the critical moment, the freezer door was forced open. Fortunately, her father rushed her to the hospital for treatment, successfully saving her life.